Happy Mess Monday, last one of 2022. Don't know why, but my facial recognition on my phone wouldn't work. I had to do the code. That's amazing. Alrighty. Ugh. This one is part of that 12 Days of Christmas my granddaughter got me. It says retinol, firms, and hydrates. What more could you ask for in a mask? The brand is My Beauty Spot. It says peace and love in the background, and joy and all that stuff. So I thought just for fun, we would do a little bit of 2022 in review trivia quiz. See how we do. It's only 9 questions. How bad can it be, right? Okay, what do we got here? Okay, this is by AARP, so it's probably good for us old folks. Those of us who are old. Okay, in June of 2022, the Consumer Price Index rose to 9.1%, compared with June of 2021. This was the biggest 12-month increase in 50 years. True or false? Well, it's false, but not exactly. I was right, it is false. Actually, it was the largest in 40 years, but still. It's still crazy. Okay, next question. Russia's invasion of the neighboring Ukraine was one of the biggest news stories of 2022. They thought they were going to have that over and done with in a week or two. So, what month did the invasion begin? February, March, April, or May? It was February. I'm almost 100% sure. Let's see. Answer correct, February. I would like to emphasize again that Ukraine is not just a neighboring country for us. It is an inalienable part of our own history, culture, and spiritual space. That was Putin. It's not its own country, it's his spiritual space. Okay, question number 3. In June, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the landmark ruling that recognized women's constitutional right to abortion. In what year was the original Roe v. Wade ruling issued? 63, 68, 73, or 78? I think it was 63. We'll see. Nope, I was wrong. It was 73. That's later than I thought it was. The court's latest action restored the ability of states to ban abortion. In August, a landmark bill to cut prescriptive drug prices was signed into U.S. law. Among other provisions, it caps out-of-pocket costs for Medicare Part D prescription drugs at $2,000 a year. In what year will that cap take effect? 23, 24, 25, or 26? With our luck, it's probably 26. Nope, 25. The law will also allow Medicare to negotiate prices for some prescription drugs for the first time. I mean, I have Part D insurance that costs me, I think it's $75 a month, which seems really high, but as long as I do the mail-in 90-day prescriptions, everything's free. And when I was working and had insurance through my work, which you would think would be better, I think I paid $200 or more a month for my prescriptions. So actually this is a little better. And I have quite a bit of prescriptions. In fact, I'm going to go through them and sort them out and stuff. And see that whole drawer? It's full of prescriptions. But it seems like they send them too often because I've got several bottles of each one, and I don't know what they're doing, but I'm going to try and combine them all because the whole drawer is full of, like, I have 3 or 4 bottles of the same darn stuff. So I'll try and combine them all. Part of it's like one of them, I take it 2 times a week, but they send me a 90-day supply. So, and then they send me another 90-day supply in 90 days, but I don't take them one a day. So a 90-day supply lasts me a long, if I'm taking 2 a week to do 90 days, that's 45 weeks. So that's, but they're sending them to me every 90 days. So pretty soon I've got this big accumulation. I need to get them to stop sending them for a while till I catch up, because it's, getting to be too much. But I do have extras in case a zombie apocalypse comes, then I'll have some extras for a while. Alrighty. As of mid-November, how many people have served as United Kingdom Prime Minister in 2022? I don't know. I don't pay much attention to that. It's been a bunch. They've been a revolving door over there. Let's say 3. I was right. Prime Ministers as of mid-November is Rishi Sunak, who replaced Liz Truss in October. Truss replaced Boris Johnson in September. I remember hearing about Boris Johnson, but the other 2 I never heard of. But I don't pay much attention to Great Britain. Britain politics are only bad enough. Britain's Queen Elizabeth died in September after a reign that lasted decades. How many years did she serve as queen? 40, 50, 60, or 70? I remember this, it's 70. Yep, she became queen in 1952, so it's exactly 70 years, making her the United Kingdom's longest serving monarch. Did you ever watch The Crown? It's about Queen Elizabeth, starts when her, before she even took the throne, and it's a pretty good series. I don't know, my daughter-in-law and son watched it. I watched it occasionally when they had it on, but I didn't watch it consistently, but it was okay. This hurricane caused billions of dollars in damage across a large swath of Florida in late September. Hurricane Fiona, Hurricane Ian, Hurricane Lisa, or Hurricane Martin. I think it was Ian. Let's say Ian. Yep, that was it. As of mid-November, the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation reported $8.7 billion in estimated insured losses from Ian, according to the Tampa Bay Times. Now, Lisa was a hurricane because that's the one, I think it was Lisa. Maybe it was Ian. I don't know. One of them around the same time. It's the one that came through when I was in Costa Rica. And it didn't go through Costa Rica, but Costa Rica was in the outlying area, so we got like a huge amount of rain for a couple days. Did I tell you my grandson's going on a mission trip to Guatemala over spring break? So that's just like there's Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and then Guatemala. So he's going to be in that general neck of the woods over there. He's got to raise the funds to do it, though. I mean, his parents will give him some of it, but they think he ought to, do something to earn some money towards it. So he's going to do a little work for me and make a little money. I offered to have him rake all my leaves, and he's like, I'm never doing that again, because the neighbor lady's got like 10 acres, and she wanted her leaves raked just up around the house, but she had so many big trees that he spent 4 days raking and bagging leaves for this lady, and he's like, never again. Wasn't worth whatever she paid him. It was just too much. And I have these 2 huge oak trees in my front yard, and I already have, it was really windy the other day, and up against my garage door, every time I open my big garage door, I have to step over. It's about this high, about this wide strip of leaves that it's been too cold out to do anything with it, but it's warming up. By Thursday, it's supposed to be 70. Crazy Texas weather. It was 10 a couple days ago, and on Thursday, it's supposed to be 70. So when it warms up a little, I'll try and at least get rid of those ones right in front of the garage door. And there's some in front of my front door, too. But I don't really want to pay somebody to rake my leaves until they're all down, and most of them are still up on the tree. So I don't want to be bringing somebody out here like over and over and over. So I'm just going to wait till they're all down. But once they're all down, it's like 3 feet of leaves. It's ridiculous how many leaves I get with those 2 giant oak trees. But those oak trees are they're at least 60, 70 feet tall. They're huge. This multi-billion-dollar, they're about twice as high as a 1-story house. How tall that is, 60 feet maybe? This multi-billion-dollar entrepreneur acquired social media giant Twitter in October for $44 billion. This was so funny. The Twitter people just freaked out. It was Elon Musk. It's really funny because he was the darling of the liberals because of the Tesla, which is an electric car and all that. And then all of a sudden, he acquired Twitter to bring back free speech because Twitter was not free speech. They'd censor if you didn't agree with their politics. So, like for instance, they kicked Trump off, Twitter, a bunch of other people, and they'd kick you off if you didn't agree with what they had to say. So he didn't really care one way or the other, politic-wise. He just wants everybody to be able to, have the freedom to say whatever they want to say. But then, there's obviously some guidelines, but... So anyway, I'm sure that's correct. Come on, submit. Why won't you submit? It's not letting me submit. That's question number 8, but I can't get to question number 9 because it won't submit. Why? Oh, I didn't click Elon Musk, duh. Next question. Okay, last question. Oh, see, now I don't pay any attention to this whatsoever, and I usually don't even like whatever they pick. Which film won Best Picture at the Academy Awards? I've probably never seen any of these. Usually the ones they put up for awards, are not ones I would ever watch. Let's see if I've ever heard of any of these. Coda, Belfast, Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story. Now, West Side Story, I like West Side Story, the original one, but I'm sure I probably wouldn't like this modern one. So I haven't seen any of these. Have you seen any of these movies? I don't even know what any of them are. Well, Belfast is obviously something about Ireland. Don't know what Nightmare Alley is. Sounds like a horror show. I don't like horror shows. Don't know what Coda is. Sounds like a techno type movie. And I know the story of West Side Story. I just don't know what they did to it in the modern version. Okay. So anyway, that is the 9 questions in review. How'd you do? Did you get them all right? I got, got 7 out of 10 right, maybe, something like that. I missed a few, but I got most of them. Rub this in. Okay, it's supposed to plump my wrinkles. Am I wrinkle free now? I saw this ad, it was so funny. It was an old Jay Leno thing where, you know how he used to do like funny ads and newspaper clippings and stuff like that. And this one ad, it was for like wrinkle cream. And the original one, they were like, like raising their eyebrows and like, look at all these wrinkles. And then after the cream, they went like this. Well, it doesn't work too good on me because I have wrinkles anyway, but when you raise your eyes, you get wrinkles. So that's what they did. They raised their eyebrows way up. And then in the second picture, they had them back down again. So they didn't have any wrinkles. Like, that's a little obvious. So we can tell you're scamming us. Anyway, it's almost 2023. Are you making any New Year's resolutions? I usually don't do that because you're just setting yourself up for failure. It's like every year it's like, oh, I'm going to exercise and lose weight. And by February, you're back to not exercising or whatever. So I don't like to make resolutions. What I do is I pick a word for the year and I try and work on whatever that word for the year is. I don't have my word yet. God will give it to me eventually, but I don't quite have it yet. I'm gonna go, probably not today. I'm in my nice warm, this thing is fur-lined, heavy. It's cold in here because it was so cold the last week and a half or so that my heater ran continually. And you know, you can go and look. I've got, it's called TXU, it's Texas Energy something something, but you can go online and look and it'll tell you how many, you know, kilowatts you used that week or whatever, what your projected bill's gonna be because of that usage. Well, before this cold snap, my projected bill was like $150 to $200, which is much better than the $350 I paid last month. So I'm like, oh, good, you know, my cost-cutting measures are working, you know, where I kept the heat down and closed the blinds and all that kind of stuff. And then this cold snap came, and no matter how low I set the thermostat, it still ran all the time because it's like 10 to 14 degrees below out there. Super windy, super cold. Your heater's gonna run all the time. So I looked yesterday and now it's saying projected bill is gonna be $300 to $350 again, and I'm like, oh. But that's, though they're looking at the usage I've had so far, but I had that really bad 10-day stretch, so it's warming up a little, so it'll be better. So hopefully I can get it down again. Because like before the cold snap, I had 45 kilowatt hours or whatever in 1 week. During, you know, the week and a half of this cold stretch, I had 130 kilowatt hours, so it was like 3 times as much. So I try to do as good as I can to keep it down. I've been keeping the thermostat at 60. I can't go much lower than that. It's freezing cold in here. That's why I wear this thing, or I'll get under the covers and watch TV in my bed under the covers where it's warm at night. So anyway, got my warm thing on, so I'm gonna probably just stay home and be warm. And tomorrow I'm going to meet my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter for a brunch. Then I'm gonna go to Walmart and I'm gonna stock up on some food for my no-buy January, and try and find either at Walmart or Target, whoever's got them on sale, get some bins to put all my Christmas stuff in, because I don't have anywhere to store all this stuff I bought, you know, that I bought to decorate my house. I mean, I'm really happy with my way my house turned out. I think it turned out really cute, but now I gotta put all that stuff away somewhere. The tree I can put back in its original box, but all the other stuff, the decorations on my table, the Christmas ornaments, the decoration on my mantle, you know, all that stuff. It's gotta have a home somewhere. Oops, sorry. I swung you around and swung you down accidentally. You're tilted, so I'll tilt this way to even it out. I've got this thing on that my granddaughter got me. Doesn't work very good. It's a little scrunchy with antlers. Well, happy Mass Monday, and we almost made it through 2022. It's been a rough couple years, with 3 years, I guess. 20, 21, and 22 have all been a rough 3 years, so let's just pray 2023 is going to be our best one ever. I pray that for you. I pray that for me. Let's go. Let's have a great new year. Love y'all. Bye-bye.